Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to share another piece that I got. I actually got this a couple months ago. I just haven't done a video on it. Also, this video will be a little bit different. I'm gonna share something a little personal about it. I'll get into it once we open up the watch. For this one, I actually got this from an AD that I had been visiting fairly frequently, maybe like once a month, just to drop by and say hello. And on one day I stopped by and I had asked about this watch, and fortunately for me, they actually had one in the back. And because of that, they were willing to sell it to me, so I was able to acquire the watch. Let me just jump right in. This is another Rolex watch. You have the standard yellow box. We have the green box inside, so nothing new to see here. If we look inside, we have the Rolex Submariner date with the green bezel, also known as the Starbucks, or some people call it the Cermet, the ceramic Kermit, but I think it's more commonly known as the Starbucks because of the green. This is a great piece. I've been wanting this. I love the pop of color, and I've been wanting this for a while, actually. If we look inside the box, we look under the watch, we have the tags, and then back here we have, of course, the booklet for the Submariner date, and we have the warranty card. So we have the Submariner date right here, the green ceramic bezel. This is the MK2 version, so it is a little bit different in color than the previous version. Personally, I actually kind of like both. They're both a little bit different. I got to see one side by side about a year ago. The differences are subtle, but I wasn't able to get one back then, so this is the version that I have. But I do love the pop of color. I like how it contrasts with the black. It's just a very nice piece. It is stainless steel. It's got a screw down crown. It's got a closed case back. The water resistance is 300 meters, so you can definitely go swimming with this. You can go diving with this, of course, because it's a diver watch. The bracelet is a brushed stainless steel, so unlike the Milgauss or any of the GMTs, it doesn't have center polish links, which I actually quite like. It's got the glide lock, so you can just pop it up and you can extend it. You can push it back in to make it smaller. It's definitely great for resizing on the go. On like a hot, sweaty day, you can extend it out just a little bit to give your wrist a little bit of breathing room. On colder days, you can make it fit your wrist so it doesn't wiggle around too much. That's definitely a great feature. We got the bezel here. The bezel has a nice sound to it. It's got good feedback. You know, the sub bezel click is very hard to replicate, and it is very unique. One of the iconic features of a Submariner. So the personal part, I mean, I guess I can dive into it right now a little bit. So recently my grandmother passed away, which is partially why I haven't been uploading any videos. And this was the last piece that I was able to share with her. I was fortunate enough to be able to share some of my pieces in my collection with my grandmother, and when I showed her this, she really liked it. She said she really liked the color. So this piece definitely holds a different meaning for me, and it's definitely going to be a forever piece. And then the other thing here is that I have the pip set down over here versus at 12 o'clock. Some of you may be wondering why. This is the time when she passed away. So that's why I've left the pip in this position. This is just to remember grandma, and this will definitely hold a special place in my collection and in my heart. And you know, that's a great thing about watches, right? About creating memories and having stories tied to them. And this is definitely one that I will cherish in my collection. Anyways, I could talk more about this, but I think I probably won't be able to keep it together because it's still fresh. So let's move on. Let's go ahead and check out the size, do some measurements on this thing. This should be a 41 millimeter case, and it is 41 millimeters on the dot. Thickness of the case is sitting at about 12.2. The lug to lug sitting at about 47.2. In between the lugs is 21.3. The bracelet starts at about 20.5 and tapers down to 16.5. It's got a good amount of taper. It's got 4 millimeters of tapering. Let's check out the weight. The watch is 160 grams. It's definitely got a good heft. It feels really great on the wrist. You can check out the accuracy. This watch is running at about -1 seconds per day, which is great. I believe it's supposed to be rated at between -2 and +2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check out the lume. There's a lume. I haven't seen a Rolex with bad lume, and this is excellent lume. Even in the wild, I've worn this for a bit, and it works very well when I go into a more dim place after being outside. So yeah, the lume looks fantastic. You can see here, even with some of the lighting, that the lume is very strong, and I actually didn't even charge it that much.